Reddit is a mess. And it's not just Reddit. So, what you see right here, this is just a post that caught my attention because this is actually a subject that I know something about. Because I that is something that I used to do. And so I know a little bit about that. And of course, it's understandable that people get upset when you write them a ticket, right? And the initial reaction is always, oh, I'm not at fault. I've never ever seen that I've wrote someone a ticket and he said, yeah, you're right. I was at fault here. No one reacts like that. The initial reaction, whether intentional or not, whether they actually believe that or not, is always, I'm not at fault. It's your fault. You made a mistake. You shouldn't have wrote me a ticket. You were wrong. That's always, the initial reaction of everyone, and that's understandable. You know, of course, that's understandable. No one is happy when he gets a ticket, when he gets a fine. No one is happy about that. So the initial reaction is always, I'm not at fault. Some actually believe that, some just pretend, but in any case, that's always the initial reaction. So that's understandable, right? Um, and it's also understandable then that if that happens, maybe multiple times, if you get more than one ticket, if it happens again, and you get another ticket for maybe for something else or for something similar, it's also understandable that people then start to think, well, this is systematic. They must be systematically oppressing me. That reaction is also understandable, right? Um, though with parking tickets, are they really though? Because that's the reaction of the person who is asking the question, right? And he's all like, yeah, oh no, well, that wasn't him. Well, in the replies, as you can see in the replies, some people suggest that, yeah, you should protest, you should be politically, get active politically and defund the police, and that was the kind of answers he was getting. Again, understandable reaction, but is that really the case? Are you really being oppressed? Is there really something systematically wrong with the police just because you get a parking ticket, right? Is that really the case? You know, so, but that's people's reaction. That's how they deal with it nowadays. I mean, it's not just that they, and that, like I said, that's understandable. It's understandable that they react by saying, I'm not at fault, But now they're even taking it one step further and saying, not only am I not at fault, the police is systematically wrong for giving parking tickets, and they should be defunded. That's starting to be people's reaction, and maybe I'm not denying that maybe there are some cases like that, and I mentioned that in my response actually, which got downvoted. But I'm not denying that there is such a problem. But as you can see, defunding the police actually causes that problem, and people don't want to hear that, because what happens when you defund the police? Well, the police won't earn enough money to make a living, which is the point, right? You want to defund them, right? So what are they going to do? Well, in that situation, they might actually, that situation will basically force them to actually do that and to actually write fraudulent tickets. Only in a situation like that, would that then be encouraged? But people don't want to hear that. They don't understand that. Their solution to the problem is actually what causes the problem, or at least what makes the problem much worse. People don't think that much about it. They just act emotionally, instinctively, intrinsically. I'm not at fault. I shouldn't get tickets. Defund the police. That's an intrinsic emotional reaction. It's not based on reason. It's not based on logic. It's not thinking the situation through, because if they would think about it even a little, they would realize that their reaction actually causes the problem to begin with. but people don't think that much, And what I actually wanted to get at is that, as you can see, my response, which I think was rational, but people don't want rational uh, solutions. People want emotional solutions. So as you can see, it got downvoted a lot, and that is a problem, not just not just with this post and with this issue, but on Reddit in general, and even on the internet in general. Um, People get increasingly encouraged to react emotionally, not rationally. In the past, you could use the internet to research things, to think about stuff rationally, and uh, uh, come to rational solutions, have rational discourse. That's no longer possible. Everything is emotional now, and it gets encouraged. And it gets encouraged not just by very emotional humans, but as you. I don't know. I probably don't even need to show you examples for that. I will show you an example in a future video I'm gonna do, where someone is actually using bots. Yeah, but I experienced that a lot. That there are, of course, bots. Especially on Reddit. If someone doesn't like your response, it's very easy for them to use bots or use fake accounts to downvote your response, or to downvote your post. That's very easy to do, and it's very prevalent on Reddit. So a lot of especially when it comes to the downvotes, a lot of these aren't organic. It's just someone got offended, and then he's using bots or fake accounts to downvote you. That actually happens a lot, and it's extremely prevalent. And it's not just on Reddit. It's an issue with the internet in general. But now, of course, with AI and everything, a lot of the posts are made by bots as well. And a lot of the responses are by bots. You know, uh, if you have a bot that uses AI, it's very easy, to even make it respond to all kinds of things and sway a conversation. That can nowadays easily be done, even by private individuals who want to do that, right? So when it comes to certain organizations that want to influence public opinion, it's very easy for them to use bots for that purpose, and it's getting increasingly prevalent on the internet. So a lot of times when you're on social media, you think you talk to someone, you're not actually talking to a human. That increasingly happens now. So yeah, so that's the problem. A lot of bots, a lot of um, and a lot of, it's no longer possible to, even if even if you manage to talk to a human, uh, it's very difficult, or increasingly difficult, to have rational conversations, and the bots just make it worse, because the bots, again, they're not rational. They're also, designed to prey on your emotions, on your feelings, and to influence you. Using maybe emotional stories. We see that nowadays a lot. With the war, with the two wars now, or several wars. And it's not even just two. It's several wars. Actually, a lot of wars right now, and you increasingly see that, a lot of emotional posts. They want to sway your opinion, get you on their side, and a lot of that is actually done by bots, or using bots, to spread the message, to influence people. So that seems to be, the main thing that the internet and social media is used for nowadays. It's just to influence public opinion, and it's very sad. And you know, because in the past it wasn't like that. In the past, you could have rational conversations. In the past, you could use the internet to do objective research, and that's no longer possible now, and it's very sad.